You know we love you, and that's why our Comic-Con coverage continues right now. Last week we gave you a look into a couple of shows returning to space, but I also caught up with the cast of Grimm and Nikita.
And it doesn't stop there, as Megan Rath from Being Human told me about season 3, but there was one star from Supernatural that I was actually shocked to see there.
It's not so much about nothing ever really dies, it's that anything is possible.
Yes. Does this mean that Bobby's back?
Not yet. I hope so. Anything's possible, but I haven't seen it yet.
But we did see everyone's favorite supernatural roomies from Being Human.
Are you going to find your way back to each other again?
Yeah, we are. You know, what's great about season 3 is there are so many moments where the three of us are together, which is what people want to see, and it's what we want also. We love doing scenes together, and I feel like that's really what the show is about.
And I had the chance to catch up with my favorite big bad wolf. Don't tell David and Mitzi and the rest of the cast this, but Monroe is my favorite character on the show.
That's very sweet, I appreciate it. Your secret is saying to me, hey David?
No. he was over there, so I got very scared.
Oh man. No, look, it's such a great character, you know what I mean? Yeah. This guy who's sort of from this weird old world thing, who's conflicted about this terrible past, who, you know, it's a great character to begin with, and I feel like there's a nice fit, and it's a lucky, it clicks, you know, and I feel, and that's true. I think they cast this show really well. I feel like everybody's really well cast. They write very well for each of us, and so in the second season, the harmony of it, there's like a momentum and there's a rhythm, and very excited that we get to keep doing it because I feel like there's more stories to tell.
And Nikita is ready to step into a whole new world for the first time. Can you talk a little bit about where we pick up with you in season 3?
Season 3 is going to be interesting because, you know, we actually pick up in Division and we see how it's sort of operating. And then we kind of cut to Nikita, you know, out and about, which we've never seen.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to actually cut to Nikita, like, in public, doing something that, like, a normal person would do, which is cool and odd, because we've never seen it. And we're going to see her life sort of start to, her personal life and her professional life start to integrate. You know, she's going to have both. You know, she always only had, like, a professional life, really. And now we're going to see Nikita the person, but we're also going to see Nikita the person who lives in a world of rules now when it comes to work and when it comes to fighting within Division. And she's not used to that. She's not very good with authority. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
What kind of a noise just came out of
I
you?
just get excited. I can talk about all of those shows for like an hour each. We do want to tell you that we got lots more coverage of Comic-Con coming up in the future weeks on InnerSPACE. We also have 2 big specials for you. August 2nd, we're going to be highlighting the movies out of the convention, and August 3rd, we're going to be focusing on TV. And let's do that right now. Let's focus more on TV. I talked about the big plot pivot in Alpha, but in Nikita as well. Huge plot pivot. Nikita taking over Division. She's got some help, but it changes her life. And also,
Percy gone.
Percy is dead.
I don't like this too much. I thought he was a great actor, although that was such a great season finale to see him gone. But
And I also like it when shows kill off main characters.
I do. But I wonder if he will be back because, as we've seen in many other shows, sometimes the people who are apparently dead are not exactly dead. I'm thinking of Jim Beaver, Bonnie,
You're thinking of here's the difference. So Supernatural operates in a world of Supernatural. You know, Nikita operates in the real world, basically. How do you think Bobby is going to come back?
I think where we left last season, basically we've got Dean and Castiel who are in purgatory in this kind of limbo state. I wonder if they're going to encounter him then. Regardless, I think he's going to be back. Something's going to happen in the space-time supernatural continuum that's going to bring him back.
I like
I can't wait.
that they encounter him not in the real world, but in purgatory.
Yeah, perhaps they bring him back.
Well, that could be interesting. Okay, let's quickly talk Being Human. Xander Berkeley, incidentally, who plays Percy on Nikita, apparently joining the cast in this next season of Being Human. I find it interesting that the cast say they're going to be together off the top, because at the end of last season, they were not together at all. Aiden underground, Sally basically in the nether region, in the radio.
Poltergeist moment.
But apparently this season picks up sometime after the end of last season, so I guess that's how they do it.
Yeah, and what I understand is that right out of the gate, we see that Aiden is out of
coming out from undergrad. How he gets out remains to be seen, but apparently he has a new love interest in this season, which will be very
Aiden needs some drama-free.
He does, indeed.
And just quickly, did you see how my panic face when Silas almost called me out on eating my favorite guy?
You should make note of that, right? Maybe not such a good idea with an earshot of the other actor to say that you like the other one.